are probably lying to you, and we're going to talk about why today. So if you're new here, Sarah and I have been on a ketogenic lifestyle since 2019, and we have lost a bunch of weight and gained a little bit of weight back. Recently, we've been doing something called the Great Lock-In, where we are locking it in for the last part of 2025 to lose weight and to feel good in 2026. Sarah and I have both gained around 15 to 20 pounds, somewhere in there. And up until recently, actually, we were doing okay with it. I feel like as we've gotten older, it's like harder to lose weight. So gone are the days where you'll wake up and you'll be down 4 pounds. And it's been hard to get the scale moving again, no matter what we try. But I think that it's important to like go back to what motivated us in the beginning, or something that we've heard that really like stuck with us, impacted us, and it led to us being successful. And I'm gonna say the first one, it's by Kate Moss. I can't even say it without laughing. It's by Kate Moss, which is already ridiculous, in 2009, right? And she did not coin this, but she did say it on a talk show where she said, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. And this was a very controversial moment for her. And she has come out saying that she regrets saying that out loud. That really motivated me when I heard it. I'm not gonna lie, as someone who has been bigger their whole lives, to think that, you know, maybe this is not worth it. What I'm eating is not worth it. And maybe being thinner or losing the weight would feel better than eating this donut right now. And now, funnily enough, I still go through this where I say, no, it's not worth it. And so I don't know why people were so like up in arms about that quote. That bothers
I feel like
me.
Skinny, Kate Moss was known as someone that was particularly
like cigarette
thin.
skinny.
And so she almost was promoting that type of lifestyle. And so I think we're taking like a positive spin on it by talking about this, but she was just perceived as someone that was like, yeah, promoting an eating disorder or something like that. So
in the beginning of the video, I said people are lying to you. And this is why. Kate Moss is telling you the truth when she said that. She said that because it's hard to stay thin.
Even people like her need to remember and have these things like you're gonna feel terrible if you gain weight,
or that, yes,
it's not gonna make you feel good.
You'll see people like Kendall Jenner and say, oh, I don't work out, or I eat whatever I want. Really, they're lying. They're lying about how hard it is. There is a lot of sacrifice that it takes for people to be thin, and they're just not telling you the truth.
Well, I used to think like, what would I think about if I didn't have to think about losing weight? What could I do with my life or accomplish? And then I realized that no, people that are thinner, they think about this too.
Right.
It's like, you're gonna think about it.
You know, even I wanna say Bethany Frankel, Naturally Thin. That was the name of her book. There's nothing natural about the way that she obsessed over what she was eating.
Yeah, but she eats very plainly.
Right, but is that natural?
Right.
To me, that's very thought out.
Because it's, it's not like you almost think like naturally thin as in like you don't have to think about it.
But she was obsessed.
But she's very much calculated about what she eats, when she eats it, and stuff like that.
And so is she naturally thin? No. She's methodically thin.
Yeah.
When we talk about this kind of stuff, it's hard because we don't want to like offend people. But we think about and talk about dieting less than other people who are supposedly naturally thin, but actually they are thinking about it.
Yeah.
Every bite that they take, every move that they make, I'll be watching you.
I think it goes into the next quote, is that you have to choose your hard.
Right.
Being overweight is hard. Dieting is hard. You need to choose the hard that you want to deal with, you know? So for a long time I dealt with the very overweight hard, just living in a body.
You don't even know though, a lot of the time. You forget.
I mean, you appreciate losing weight when you think about those moments, but losing weight is also hard. So you go through, what's more difficult, I guess, is being overweight or losing it. That's a quote that stuck with me, is choose your hard.
These are all quotes that we find motivating to us.
Right. So we hope that maybe it will change your mindset about weight loss.
Right.
Or,
because we are going into the most wonderful time of the year.
Right.
Of people falling off and then just going off the deep end for 6 to 8 months. But there are ways that you can mitigate the damage and that you can actually enjoy your holiday, indulge, and you don't need to go off the deep end.
Maybe you won't lose weight, but maybe you won't
gain it.
Right. So there's a quote actually that goes along with that. So this was actually a quote that I saw on TikTok, and it was a woman explaining how her mentality with food and binging. Specifically, she was a binge eater. And it was that the first bite tastes the same as the last bite. And why was that a mic drop moment for me? Because there are so many times when I've had something that I'm indulging in and I'm like, I have to eat it all the way through until it's all gone. So I feel like during especially the period of time of like Thanksgiving, holidays, we always talk about eating beforehand, right? Having a foundation of protein, things that are keto, so that you're not going into a party and like wondering what everything in the buffet tastes like, right? Or like our mom's stuffing, we always talk about how like that's one of our favorite things that we eat, you know, during Thanksgiving. Like I can have a little bowl of stuffing and I know what it tastes like. Maybe I need a reminder every year.
Yeah.
But I thought that was just really impactful to be like, to remind yourself, okay, I can have a little bit and I don't need to eat the entire thing. The last one, it kind of, I guess it just it's like kind of similar to the first quote in a way, but I saw it on TikTok. And it was a woman explaining how she said that she heard that the smallest cage is an overweight body. And I kind of felt that, you know, because it's like something that you carry around all the time with you. It's a heavy burden, just physically and emotionally, and it's something that you are trapped in a lot of the time, especially like when we were at our heaviest weight. You know, even the world judging you for being
that's the other
overweight.
thing I was gonna say. Is like being obese is one of the only vices where you wear it all over you, and other people can see that how you are, right? There are other things like smoking, you can do that outside. You can hide it. With this, you can't. It's like right there for everyone to see. And I hate to say it, but like the world is judgmental. And so that's not only like a physical cage that you wear, it's like a mental cage that you wear. And so, you know, when you think about how long it's going to take you to lose the weight and how hard it's going to be, I want you to remember that at the end,
you get to release yourself from this cage.
And not only that, but people that meet you now, they don't know like what your shame was back then because it's gone. People who are really like have never been obese, they don't really have much empathy towards people who are fat because to them, they're always thinking about their food, even though they're not willing to admit it to you. They're saying, well, I
was able to make that decision.
I make that decision every day. And so I'm not going to have much empathy for you.
They might feel sorry for someone that's overweight, but
I don't think I feel sorry for or have empathy.
They don't have empathy.
You cannot have empathy for something you can't imagine.
We understand the struggle of losing weight.
And gaining it.
And gaining it back over and over. And so it's just a lifelong struggle, and that's why we wanted to bring some of these mindsets and these quotes that were really impactful. So it's like a reminder that it is hard, but you got to choose your heart.
Right.
You know, you got to release yourself from the cage, or you need to, you know, stay motivated in whatever way that you can. So.
And you'll be amazed at how quickly being on track for even like a couple days can make you motivated to stay on track.
Right, once you start seeing progress.
Right,
yeah.
And not only that, but like if you go off, it's so easy for you to go off for months at a time.
Right.
Because it builds on itself, and the negativity can build, and the positivity can also build. You know, we're doing this great lock-in thing, but you should do what motivates you to be better. Whether that's, you know, trying to feel better for a vacation, or maybe, you know, you want to book family portraits next year and you want
a goal
in spring or summer, and you book that date, and that's the date where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna get some nice pictures of our family taken. Something like that, where it motivates you to stay on track.
Yeah.
Because the people who are naturally thin, they're also thinking about this all the time. No one has it easy.
So if there's a quote that has really impacted your life, leave it in the comment section below so that we can all, you know, get inspiration from there.
And if you guys want to see any of the videos about the great lock-in that we're doing for the end of 2025, you can click on one of the videos on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.